What's up, guys? This is Mike Lewis, going to be casting League of Dota Season 2, Week 5. Alongside me, it is Nistagord.
Hello, everybody. So, we were brought in by Mike here very rapidly to speak of his hate of the hate of Ember Spirit, apparently.
Yes.
What is your reasoning?
No, okay, see, here's the deal. Ember Spirit was just released in Captain's Mode, right?
Yes.
We're playing Captain's Mode, and then suddenly everyone's banning him? Like, what the
Okay.
hell? I haven't even seen him being played yet.
Okay, let me try and pull up the match. There was a match casted by Toby not that long ago.
It was like Sad Boys, right?
Yes. That is what happens with an Ember Spirit.
I didn't
Don't
watch.
Divine Rapier.
I didn't watch it, but you can't say that like one game is reason enough to put him in the first ban spot.
Well, it's mostly because of the fact that most teams in a competitive nature in Captain's Mode are just not used to an Ember Spirit. Simple
That's
as that.
true.
They're sitting there and they're like, it's a hero that like we're like, maybe he's not that bad, but they don't really know the combinations yet because for all we know, there might be some big one. Like really, Magnus and Ember Spirit is a huge combination between the two of them.
Fair enough, but you're never gonna be able to play against Ember Spirit if you keep on first banning him out. Eventually, you're gonna have higher priorities in the Ember Spirit, and then when that happens, you're screwed because you've never played against him because you've always been banning him. I think when he's new like this, you have to let him through, even though you may be scared of him. You have to learn how to play against him.
Yeah, the thing is that I think that you're going to want to try and do that during, like, scrims, if these teams even ever scrim, or not really when it's, you know, the one before the semifinals tomorrow, so you might not want to do something like that then. Oh, no, we have one more game, right? I think we have one more.
This is the last game today.
This is the last game?
Yeah. This is round 4?
No, this is, Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm getting myself mixed up. Silly me.
Right, but I still think that you gotta let Ember Spirit through. Mostly because I want to see him.
I mean, yeah, I would love to see Ember Spirit get played. I think he's a really, really fun hero to watch and cast and just play
definitely.
as a whole. Just because of how mobile he is, you need to constantly be aware of it. But at the same time, I don't blame the teams because it is something new. They aren't 100% used to it. And really, like, it was sudden that he came in. We weren't expecting it at all, and the fact that it was the only thing in the patch.
Yeah.
Patch hits, and I'm like, oh, what are the patch notes? Ember Spirit put in Captain's Mode. Anything else?
We flipped the switch. We pressed this one button, and now he's in.
You just change a 0 to
Down
a
the
1 in the
patch.
code. That's all that happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ember Spirit Captain's Mode, 1.
Ember Spirit _ CM _ 1. That sounds like Valve
Literally,
code.
That some guy at Valve got paid lots of money to do that.
Oh yeah, and then ship the patch. Easy.
Best patch of Valve's life. Now
All
give
right.
Half-Life 3. But enough about that.
We don't speak of Half-Life 3.
I mean, yeah, I did just delay it a week for doing that.
Yeah, god damn it. We did it on air too. There's video. Okay, we got to start talking about this draft because SMT, they opened up with the Wind Ranger first pick. Now they're going for a Slardar. Been seeing a little bit more of him lately, but what do you think about this pick? Pretty good against Doom as far as minus armor is concerned.
Yeah, I think it's really great because Doom naturally doesn't have that much armor, but the thing is that, like, Slardar is one of those heroes that needs to get a really early start because, yes, he can be a really great late game carry if you really, really farm him up, but against a Doom, not going to want to do that, especially when knowing XpreZ, they're going to not run the Doom as their carry. They're going to run him either the mid lane or the solo safe lane. So they're going to need to be able to deal with something else, but the one that really throws me off is actually the Wind Ranger first pick, because I rarely see Wind Ranger, and even more rarely see her as a first pick.
Yeah, she's not even banned, I don't think. So if you're gonna pick her up, you pick her up at the 5th spot when the enemy's like, it doesn't really matter at that point. But yeah, she's definitely taken a fall from grace since, you know, however long ago, like 6 months to a year ago when she was all over the place. Still a good hero. I think part of the reason why she's falling off is because they changed her name and no one actually wants to play a Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
There's that, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
But
it's sort of like the same thing with like Darkseer used to be like a year ago. It used to be instant first pick, but now like he's just not seen. Same thing with Wind Ranger. If you needed an offlane here, it used to be Wind Ranger or Darkseer. End of conversation. But now you have a lot of different options.
The thing is with Darkseer though is that he kept on getting nerfed. Like his vacuum now has like an hour-long cooldown. All his stuff is more expensive. I don't think Wind Ranger has received those nerfs. I wasn't paying too close attention, but nothing comes to mind. Nothing like. I mean, obviously there would have been small nerfs, like, you know, hit the base damage or hit the int growth, something like that.
Yeah.
But Wind Ranger is easily replaceable. Like, picking her up as the first pick, she doesn't do stuff that other heroes don't do. So you could easily replace her.
Unless one of the guys in SMT is like Light of Heaven, and we're about to see some Light of Heaven shackles, or hackles, I guess.
That's true.
That could be happening, but I doubt it.
Consistent 2-man stuns, not a bad way to go.
Yep. Or just like ones that make no sense. They go around like 180 degrees, doesn't make any sense. What is happening?
If only.
Oh man.
Alright, but on the other end of XpreZ, we have a Doom as well as an Assassin. Taking a quick look at the bans, Alchemist as well as a Dazzle ban out OD as well as Clock Dazzle, mostly targeted towards protecting the power of the Doombringer's ultimate Doom. Dazzle's one of the best tools against that, and we saw in the last game that I casted, they had the Doom, the enemy team first picked up an Abaddon, and then Doom was a little bit more sad because of that.
Yeah, I mean, Abaddon is not exactly the best counter for Doom, and there really is no best counter for Doom. He's just one of those heroes that it's like, well, if Doom gets on somebody, it's not going to be a fun time for them. But, I mean, heals are the best way to deal with it, unless you just have tons of stuns and do it the other way, which is just murder the Doom. Burn him at the stake, essentially. But, like, the big thing that I'm looking for right now is that XpreZ, I'm really wondering if there's going to be a mid-Doom. Because that's usually what I see them do if they pick up the Doom is in the middle lane or in the solo safe lane, which means they want to try an aggressive tri-lane. Which would mean it would be most likely Doom versus a Wind Ranger, because Wind Ranger is going to off-lane. What do you think about that setup? Two heroes we don't usually see, but they're going to be facing up against each other.
Well, obviously you have to give a little bit of edge to the Wind Ranger, just because, first of all, she's ranged, and Doom is melee. Also, you have to give even more of an edge to the Wind Ranger, because she has pretty high base damage. It's not like the largest, but she has enough base damage, and Doom has low enough armor in the base 0 armor, so that Wind Ranger's harassment is just going to hit that much harder. Now, even if Wind Ranger completely dominates the lane, Doom is still going to get his farm because of Devour. That's just like what happens. Doom always gets his farm. But Wind Ranger isn't going to be pressured too much. In fact, she's going to be the one pretty much in firm control of the lane, assuming there's not much rotational support. With the Queen of Pain picked up as the third, there could be a good amount of ganking on the top lane, but Wind Ranger should have that lane, even if not on the slight winning side.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to actually see that combination, I still feel like, for me. And just because of the fact that Doom, you were saying all those things, but the thing is that Doom also does have Scorched Earth, which does help him to stay at least alive in them. But now we have the Abaddon. There we go. There he is.
There we go. Doom getting a little bit more
sadder.
Yeah, so what happened with XpreZ last game, they saw the Abaddon, they instantly responded with a Undying, because they knew that, hey, this guy's a melee support, we could get a melee support as well, and then just abuse that fact. With a Nyx Assassin pickup, they probably won't want to do that, since Nyx Assassin is already a melee support. You kind of want to have some range supports on your side, just for lane presence, but they could decide to go for something super aggressive in that, and really just take the fight to SMT before Slardar gets going.
I wouldn't actually feel that bad about, well, never mind, Undying isn't going to come up, but I wouldn't have actually felt that bad about an Undying if he was picked up, because they also do have the Slardar, which is a melee carry, but especially when they're both strength, which then lets, you know, Decay do all of the work that it needs to do. But with Lich being the pickup, I personally think that Lich is still a little bit of an overrated support as a whole. I get the fact that he's able to devour the creep, he's able to get the little bit of experience there, but like other than that, with Frost Blast, what does he really bring to the game? Like Frost Blast is an okay nuke and an okay slow, but at the same time I still think that there are better options.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Like, his Chain Frost sometimes wins you the fight. Sometimes it literally does nothing because, you know, the Visage Familiars fly through and then it just bounces between them for the rest of the bounces. That inconsistency, I think, in my opinion, is enough to say, okay, if we're going to need a babysitting support, we're going to be picking up someone else besides Lich, someone else that could actually deliver 100% of the time. And I just don't like the fact that Chain Frost is that huge hit or miss spell. If you look at all the other ultimates of XpreZ, they're pretty hit all the time.
Yeah, it's really rare that you're going to miss something like the Queen of Pain ultimate. Nyx Assassin, whatever, with his ultimate, you barely ever use it to even hit anymore. You just use it to set up the stuns with the new changes to stuns and how you can't target it. But, like, I'm wondering what SMT you're going to try and run against this Queen of Pain. The OD is out. Viper is an option for them, which I think is a really great option to go up against Queen of Pain. Like, what mid-heroes do you like to run against the Queen of Pain usually?
Well, there's always the classic Puck versus Queen of Pain. You get the advantage of being able to phase shift, though. Picking a Puck into a Doom into a Nyx, it's always a little bit risky. I do like the Viper just because Viper is broken as hell, and I feel like if you're having trouble deciding what hero to put against a different hero, just go with Viper, because odds are it's gonna be decent for you if it's a 1v1.
Yeah, Viper is just so amazing at what he needs to do, which is just survive in the lane, and then once he gets an opportunity, the enemy hero will die. It's that simple. Once he gets up to level 6, if you don't see it, you are a dead hero. But apparently XpreZ don't want to fight up against the Storm Sphere. Now, with the Rubik pickup, I'm wondering if this Rubik is going to be able to have a good enough reaction time to really grab the spells from XpreZ, because they have a lot of spells that could be really, really nice. Doom with his Doom, of course, Lich with his Frost Blast, even his or Chain Frost as well, Queen of Pain, all of her spells, Nyx Assassin, Vendetta, Stun, Mana Burn, all of them. So, like, if Rubik steals something, he's stealing something good, basically.
Yeah, he's pretty much guaranteed something good unless he gets Scorched Earth, which is going to be the most disappointing thing for him to pick up. But I think as far as SMT's their lineup right now, with the Slardar, I don't think they're looking. Are they looking to go super late? I think they might just want to go into the mid game deep, in which case the Viper becomes an even stronger pick. They could take it late game. XpreZ still have yet to pick up, a giant, I'm going to farm for a million years and then carry. Last game they chose an anti-mage, which this game wouldn't be the worst, I think, against Slardar.
I don't know with the anti-mage with this one, just because, like, where would they lane him? They'd have to lane him most likely in an aggressive tri-lane, unless they want to solo him. But never mind! They pick up an even harder carry. Why not?
Yo, okay, here we go.
Farm-dependent hero.
Here we go. Ready? Having trouble landing your Chain Frost? Put him in a bubble. Put that Chronosphere on them. They can't move. They can't split. Chain Frost as well as Sonic Wave become really good, and then SMT gonna go with the Lone Druid. They're gonna have a lot of bulk on the front lines, but at the same time, XpreZ have a lot of ways of just jumping the front lines, getting to the back. Yeah,
the biggest issue I see with the Faceless Void is, again, the biggest problem with any Faceless Void, and that's the much critically acclaimed LoD Spheres. If you get your team caught in that, it's not going to be very fun. So,
well, I mean,
it's...
in this game, not really, because Slardar can't hit anyone if you catch your team in. Lone Druid can't hit anyone.
The thing is that if Lone Druid is able to pick up an early enough radius, it will be able to burn through heroes like the Nyx Assassin and the Lich. And then also Rubik will hopefully be able to steal something and spam it in there. And then Wind Ranger is able to do Wind Ranger things.
Yeah, but so that's like worst case scenario too.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be really either lagging or an asshole to do that.
Or be Loda.
Or maybe he was lagging. I'm not going. Sorry, Loda.
Oh, man.
I didn't say anything. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I met him at TI3. He's an awesome dude.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice.
He's chill.
I have to go to TI4, but I don't know if I can. I want to.
Oh, I can't wait.
SMT, they're smoked up. It's going to run through their lineup really quickly. We have Tornadus going to be playing the Slardar. Smealy is going to be on the Wind Ranger supporting as well. Maybe not off-laning? Yeah. Off-laning, Ice Cold is going to be on the Rubik. Explosions in the Sky is going to be playing the Abaddon. And last but not least, we have Bad Wolf. They're looking for someone to kill. They don't have the strongest level 1, but XpreZ, their level 1 is even worse. So I guess it's fair enough looking for aggression. They're not going to find anyone. They are not going to dive the Doom. But
Doom is safely behind the tower. So, what do you think about the fact that they're going to be aggressive tri-laning with a Faceless Void?
I think because the enemy team is also going to be aggressive tri-laning, it looks like it'll be pretty much be like, safe lanes, 3v1, 3v1. Ultimately, for them, if it does end up in that situation, then it's fine. I mean, they took a risk and it's fine, but I think it's going to be not terrible. I mean, Doom's going to be a little bit more sad than the Faceless Void, but hell, Faceless Void... Oh, he's actually going to be going up against Lone Druid. It's a mid-lane Wind Ranger. Okay. So yeah, Lone Druid on this bottom lane. Yeah, the Lina Gomez is going to be fine to farm up this bottom lane.
Yeah, he should be okay. Now, granted, Lone Druid, if he is RNGesus or he has RNGesus on his side, he can do a lot against him, but yeah, we'll see if he's Admiral Bulldog or not.
Yeah, that's always a tall order, but I think I'm a little bit more interested in the Wind Ranger and the Queen of Pain matchup, just because when we see Wind Ranger, it's rarely ever in the mid lane. You don't really have that many angles, at least to latch people to trees when you're being played in that role. Similar to Timbersaw.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but there was like a 3-month period when Dendi played like 30 Wind Ranger games in middle in a row, and he was able to do really, really well. He
Yeah.
preferred to go for like Blink Dagger on the Wind Ranger, though, as Dendi likes to go with extremely mobile heroes. But looks like they are actually teleporting the tri lane down to bottom now.
Okay, suddenly this lane becomes a lot crappier for XpreZ, but yeah, I do remember that part in that Navi phase, but at the same time, that's Dendi.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
you can't
yes,
really.
the argument can be used there, but it is still the fact that it is possible and it is able to be done, and, you know, you never know. There are some really good mid lane players in this.
I'm not going to doubt that it can be done, but Queen of Pain is still one of the strongest mid lane heroes in the game, and if you're not bringing your A game against her, then you are probably going to run into a couple problems. Take a look at CS 4-2 versus 3-1. It's not really telling anything huge as of yet, but I think now with this lane swap up, it's going to be all eyes on the bottom lane, because that's where the action is going to happen, and SMT are going to have the edge there.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to actually go for the Faceless Void, though, in this lane, just because of the fact that with the Lich slow available, they're going to be keeping the creep wave way back here the entire time, especially with the Devour creep. And then, of course, you know, Lich going to be going and frost spamming out the enemies in the lane as well.
Yeah, Sacrifice also gets that much more value, since instead of denying creep to one person, you're denying it to 3 people, in which case the experience becomes that much more valuable. And the lane is actually pushing pretty far. I mean, Explosions in the Sky trying to pull that back just a little bit, but Mina Gomez still finding her farm, or finding his farm, I don't know, and slowly working his way up there. He's not going to be receiving the most gold, and I think a lot of it's going to determine how, a lot of the game is going to be determined by how well the top lane goes also, just because, well, Doom versus Lone Druid. I think Lone Druid should have a slight edge here, though Doom, if Lone Druid takes a couple too many hits or whatever, can easily punish the fact that Lone Druid is a soft hero. Seeing as though the bottom lane is going to be pretty much a wash as far as both sides are going to get relatively low amounts of farm.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, you see the Lone Druid did pick up the Orb of Venom, one of the best items for Lone Druid to be able to start to harass people out of lane. The issue is that really the Doom has this really, really cheap 65 mana cost, huge heal for himself when you actually really add up what Scorched Earth does. So it's hard to harass him out of lane. At the same time, in middle lane, we do see the Queen of Pain is slowly pulling ahead in last. It's right now only 2 ahead, but still 2 denies also ahead. And that's just because Queen of Pain, I believe, has one of the highest right-click damages in the entire game. Of course, Tree and Protector ahead of her, but I don't think that many other heroes actually beat out Queen of Pain in terms of her starting base damage.
Faceless Void does, it looks like. That's...
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, pick him and throw it on the Faceless Void, though, in the bottom lane. Fade both flies
Courier.
as well. Buddy's going to be able to run. Courier. No.
Alright. We're good. Everyone calm down, we're good.
Courier is okay.
You just wanted to see a little bit of action, that's fine. But yeah, not only does Queen of Pain have that much base damage, she also has, like, one of the best projectiles in the game. Like, that thing moves fast.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to outlane a Queen of Pain. That's why she's been, like, the premier mid lane hero for God knows how long.
Yeah. Wow, that was a... I don't know if you saw it, but down
Yes,
bottom,
I did see that. That was weird.
I was like, did he get hit? Question mark? Maybe? But apparently he did, but pro Abaddon over here.
Yeah, instant response time, 0 seconds, or, like, less than that.
Yeah. Now, the big thing is that, at the same time, Queen of Pain is an amazing mid lane hero, in my opinion, mostly because of her basically god-tier ability to just control runes. The only hero that can really deal with her or take her on when it comes to controlling runes, I feel, is the Stormsphere when he finally hits level 6. Other than that, there's almost no other mid lane that can actually do that, which gives her a huge advantage over this Wind Ranger, because she's going to need to keep on bottle crowing, which is just not nearly as efficient as, of course, getting illusion runes and everything like that.
Yeah, and of course, once you're controlling the runes, it's just a matter of time before you hit something like an Invis or a Haste, in which case, if you crash the bottom lane as Queen of Pain with, even right now, 3 points in Scream, 1 Sonic Wave, that is just, the bottom lane is going to be entirely just cleaned up by XpreZ.
Yeah.
Even though Faceless Void, not very useful in those early game skirmishes, the power that Queen of Pain brings to the table is just outrageous.
Yeah. She's just so amazing for what she needs to do as a mid lane, which is just get some experience in the middle lane and then just move right into the lanes and just start dominating the entire game, which is why so many people love to run her in the middle lane, especially players like Dendi, who I like to bring up all the time, because she's a do-something hero. She's a hero that is able to actually have a huge impact in the game from the middle lane, sort of like Puck as well.
Yeah, Tornadus in the bottom lane might be in a little bit of trouble, actually. Luna Gomez still does have the jump, but he's going to get lifted up and thrown back right on top of Silver Flash. More aggression if there was a Queen of Pain there. right? Would have been
If
easy.
there was only a Queen of Pain, everybody.
Yeah,
Man.
Queen of Pain needs teleport, the strongest non-ultimate skill in the game.
Oh man, no, she needs Cold Snap. Think about Cold Snap with Shadow Strike.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. I mean, the thing is with Cold Snap is that it's like, it gets really good when it's high levels, and it's really good when it's like level 1, but when you're in that mid-game phase and it's like level 1 or level 3 Cold Snap or whatever, it gets increasingly more average. Ice Cold in the bottom lane. I think this might be our first blood. You can eat a Sonic Wave straight to the face. Joker's finding his first blood.
Yeah, so there's Queen of Pain. Not what you want to try and give her as a first blood, but, you know, it's not impossible to come back from it. Now, thing is, we do have Nyx Assassin rotating in towards the middle lane as well, so they might try and go for Wind Ranger here in a little bit. But, nope, Queen of Pain decides instead to scare her off.
He's just going to lay down an Observer Ward, and that was an invisibility rune not even used, just randomly stumbled upon the Rubik, and we see a Staff of Wizardry up on Queen of Pain. I want to say Dagon, but I know that it's probably not going to be one. It might be a book.
I don't know about the Necro book. I think it's most likely going to be the Dagon. Either that or really, really quick Aghanim Scepter. Because with the changes to Aghanim Scepter, actually, yeah, I'm going to put my money on Aghanim Scepter. Just because of the changes that happened to it in the last patch with the change with the cooldown, which is huge now.
Yeah, just always the same cooldown. 40 seconds actually says right there. Yep. But I don't. The thing with that is that, in my opinion, if you're up against like a Nature's Prophet or something like that, and if you're being split pushed, then you do that. SMT, they're more of a, we're just gonna take a fight with our bulk kind of team. In which case, I think I'm leaning more towards the Dagon. It's also a more fun item, like that's not even arguable. Yeah, and actually, Silver Flash. What? Okay, they're just gonna let Silver Flash just walk right by. Okay.
Okay.
No, they're going to sprint and stun. Tornadus going to waste his. Elena Gomez is actually getting lifted up. Thinking about the time walk, but it's not going to happen once again. The defensive power of SMT is holding this lane even. And, well, despite XpreZ's best efforts, they're not going to get anything done here. Oh, wait. Ace Rune Queen of Pain, though.
Yep. That's going to be a big one. She might actually take it down to bottom right now. Nope. Going to go around to middle, in fact. Oh, never mind. Taking a pretty strange route.
I think they know that there's wards over here, so they think that maybe we go around them, but... Or she's just not going to use it at all. That's fine.
So she's going to move back into the middle lane. Sometimes you deal with the bottle. Just get it, fill up your bottle, and get to use it for some regen. I mean, not the best decision ever, but it is a possibility.
Yeah, and she's also staying in 2-1 ahead of the Wind Ranger, who is, by the way, actually going down to the bottom lane, but at the same time, the Queen of Pain's moving up towards top. Bad Wolf's going to get doomed. He's not in his true form. Jenner Feet, if he gets entangled, then Bad Wolf might have a chance, but now, no. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place, and he's going to go down.
Oh, actually, she's facing Void, picked up and thrown down on the Rubik, and Fadebolt hits as well, but he will be able to time walk away. Shackle, not going to hit. We are not going to have Hackles this game.
It looked like it could have, and Faces Void
yes.
took it so that the angle was a little bit scary. But now 4 players down in the bottom lane. Wind Ranger has had enough in the mid lane. Pretty much got dominated there, and still not making anything happen. I mean, these 2 tri-lanes are, like, I would say, equally defensive, equally offensive, because Faceless Void is kind of a dead hero in a tri-lane like this. He's, like, all defensive, and really, Rubik as well as Abaddon, they're pretty much defensive heroes as well. Slardar is really the only one who brings aggression to the table. Yeah.
Oh, Radiant's mid tower. Possible initiation on the Faceless Void here. Slytherin Crush comes in, and the Shackle hits as well, but the Sun comes in from the Nyx Assassin at the same time, and it looks like he will actually fall here. Does in fact fall before he can get the time walk off. So there we go. First kill for them in this bottom lane here. It is in fact on the Faceless Void. Good start.
Yeah, not bad at all. I'm pretty sure Tornadus got a bash right when the time walk was either going to proc, or he was mid animation or what have you. So that was pretty lucky getting that extra stun on top of that, and well, Faceless Void actually going full on into the backtrack, so he's actually going for a purely defensive build.
And Midas on Slardar. 10-minute Midas on Slardar.
It's not the worst timing for it, but at the same time, Midas on Slardar at all is, in my opinion, always a little bit questionable. Usually you want to get the Blink Dagger, get at least boots.
Well, yeah, I feel like in some games they picked up almost any other carry, really, besides like a Faceless Void or some other really, really hard carry. I feel like it would actually make some sense. But the thing is that, I got on the Slardar right now, but the Aphotic Shield is there and the sprint away. He's perfectly fine. But I feel like the thing is that with a Midas he can become a very, very hard carry if he just farms up really quick, getting up an armlet, things like that. But in this matchup, I just don't think that his hard carry potential is going to be worth it at all.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way that a Slardar could out-carry a Faceless Void. Well, I mean, he's getting the kills on Faceless Void, but there's a Chain Frost as well as a Time Walk Out. That's Chain Frost being a completely fantastic skill right there, doing a lot of damage but not actually doing anything. Soul Flash can get shackled to a creep. And Tornadus, I don't know if this is the best plan going back in, but it looks like he's not going to be punished. Faceless Void still without that Chronosphere, and hell, even if he's actually almost 2-to-1ing the Slardar as far as CS is concerned.
For the Doom going in on Bad Wolf right now, as we see. Also,
he's stuck again.
Coming in and, yep, that's Lone Druid. Trees are not your friend, not at all.
So you would think they would be, since he's a bear.
Yeah,
but they're not.
At the same time, Doom is as tall as those trees.
Yeah.
So if he tries to climb up there, Doom's just gonna grab him.
Yeah, and Jokers did go for that Dagon, so he's gonna look to lock down the early game, get that Faceless Void to the late game, and then just see what happens from there. It's not a bad way to play. I mean, if you need more quote-unquote early game and your team comp just doesn't allow for it, get the Dagon, because that is what artificially extends your early game, especially if you have such a good start.
Yeah. So, with the Morbid Mask pickup on the Faceless Void, are we gonna see a Mask of Madness rush here?
I don't think there's anything else to go for. I mean, Vlads would actually be really good, like in a vacuum on their team. Vlads would be good, but Morbid Mask is what you do as Faceless Void. You're almost completely safe when you're in that Chronosphere, and especially if you get a BKB or something like that, then you're just fine. He doesn't have much time lock though, so I'm thinking it's kind of a weird situation where he'll have a lot of attack speed, but not much to do with it.
Yeah. Well, in the wise words of Draskell, oh, actually top lane, that's a dead. Yeah, that's a dead Lone Druid. Okay.
Or Lone Druid.
Yeah. In the words of a great man before me, Draskell, it doesn't matter how fast Faceless Void is hitting if he's hitting for 0 damage, essentially, which he does hit for a little bit, but the thing is that I usually like to try and go for a Maelstrom first on him, actually, just because the attack speed and the damage proc is just so amazing, but, I mean, Mask of Madness for me just doesn't do it for Faceless Void as his first item. It's a great second item or third item, but never really the first item. Which is why I'm wondering if this is going to be a casual Morbid Mask for right now, or if Freddie's going to go for the Mask of Madness as the first item. Casual Morbid Mask in this situation, not actually going to give you that much value. So I'm thinking he has to be doing something with it, at least in the short term. But yeah, I pretty much agree with you. You need something to add some threat. If you're free farming the top lane and you have maxed out time lock, then it makes a little bit more sense. Yeah.
But even then, you're free farming the top lane as Faceless Void. You don't have to get an item that says I want to fight now. You could get a Battle Fury. You could get a Maelstrom. You could go for more farm, and then just take it late, just as Faceless Voids love to do.
Doom. Oh, uses the net before he gets the Doom off, so doesn't have the mana for it. But never mind, mana is now available if he wants to try and go for it. But Wind Ranger's there as well, using her Wind Run. Will she be able to actually grab the Doom here? Though it doesn't look like he's gonna be able to grab an Illusion Room. Never mind, going to. There we go, Illusion Room.
Decisive to Tornadus on the bottom lane. Dagon down. Is Alina Gomez going to drop a sphere on a Fool? Yes, it looks like Ice Cold. He's going to get the slow and steady beatdown. Very slow. And there's all the heals, but not enough. Queen of Pain conveniently gets a double kill. He's going to jump forward for Explosion in the Sky. He's not level 6. Joker's actually taking the tower aggro. Explosion in the Sky is going to ward the Queen of Pain back, but oh, the shield, if it blows, it already did blow. Power shot from the side, though. You can't leave. Can't leave.
Queen of Pain, you thought you were leaving? Not going to happen at all. We got a redhead with a bow.
And Alina Gomez now going to get failed shackled, but still the amplified damage, doing quite a bit of damage. Will time walk out from that power shot trajectory, and it looks like that should be it for this lane. And yeah, you can see like the Faceless Void. He dropped the Chronosphere. He managed to get like 3 hits off in the Rubik, and that's pretty much all it did. It was just a device that lets him get 3 hits. And even if he does have the Mask of Madness, which he now does have, it won't even kill a Rubik. Like, it's not an impressive item right now. It's a great mid-game item. I mean, I guess you might as well get it sooner than later, but still, I think I like the Maelstrom. I like the Mjolnir. Hell, I like Battle Fury sometimes.
Oh, Battle Fury Faceless Void is like the best thing ever, I think.
Oh yeah, if they clump up,
I build Battle Fury on everything.
Ranged hero? Battle Fury.
Oh yeah, I have built a Battle Fury on Ursa before. That's ridiculousness.
Like back when he was a ranged hero, or?
No, like melee hero.
Because that would be truly ridiculous. Like he was always that melee hero, but I don't know if you remembered, he was like had melee range, but technically considered a ranged hero for behavior.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that actually.
It's not the worst, except for the fact that things die so fast that you can't actually get that much cleave off of them.
Yeah, essentially.
Alright, so there are a ton of heroes from SMT on this bottom lane. Can they make this push happen? There is a Chronosphere up in about 5 seconds. Not that much AoE from XpreZ, going to throw some impales, whatnot. But of course, this is going to let Doom just free farm the top lane. Has picked up a Tandemizer himself. Lena Gomez thinking about the Chronosphere, but gets lifted up right when he's about to cast it. This is cast time, but Sonic Wave from the side. Queen of Pain jumps in, going to get a kill onto one instantly. There's the blink forward, and a huge 3-man Chronosphere into the Chain Frost. Rest in peace, SMT. It was nice knowing all of you. Jokers gets a double kill. It might be a triple. Bad Wolf trying to run away, but is doomed up. It's going to be a complete team wipe.
Yep. And even the majority of that damage, there still wasn't even the Faceless Void, but just the amount of damage the Queen of Pain was able to do, as well as the Lich in there, just decimated them. And like that's the problem, is that right now, XpreZ have a better late game team, no doubt about it. But SMT is losing the early game as well. Like, that's a huge issue when that starts to happen to you. And it's almost to the point where sometimes you'll see teams GG out early on like this, just because they know that they have the lead right now and they're going to keep this lead because there's no way we can come back in terms of, like, just farm.
Yeah, letting a Faceless Void sit and farm, even though it is technically a tri-lane that they put up against him, it's pretty much always going to result in you regretting that decision later on. They did not punish this Faceless Void pick. Usually when you see Faceless Void, you go, okay, what could we do to kill this guy? What could we do to make this guy's life a living hell? Well, they didn't have the heroes to really do it. They didn't have the playstyle to really do it. And now, the Faceless Void, he has 1,600 gold in the bank, has the Mask of Madness already up. And hell, even if Chronosphere is just setting up for a Chain Frost, it makes Chain Frost a really, really good skill.
Yeah. And the other issue is the fact that it was their last pick there, and really, SMT in no way were expecting that the draft that had already come out from XpreZ. And with the last pickup, when they picked up the Lone Druid, that was a desperation pick for them. They were saying, we need to figure out what to do versus this Faceless Void now, and they decided, let's just try and run a Lone Druid in the safe lane to try and get some farm there. But then, you know, it didn't end up that way.
Yeah, just the way the draft went. That's kind of what happens when you pick up a Slardar. They picked up a Slardar with Abaddon and Rubik behind him, so it's like aggressive hero versus defensive. And then suddenly you're in a situation where you can't actually do anything because you don't have heroes that have a focused goal. And well, now it looks like Lena Gomez is going to look towards an Aghanim Scepter. So even more Chronosphere. Once he gets a couple more points in Time Lock, then the Faceless Void could possibly solo kill maybe the Rubik or something like that if he drops Chronosphere. Probably.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Faceless Void Chronosphere and all. I mean, yes, Faceless Void Chronosphere is a terrible ability, but at the same time, we're going to be seeing the amplified damage out on the Queen of Pain right now. Will they be able to kill her off? The pick up on the throwdown, not going to be enough, and there goes the ultimate and the death of the Slardar. Now next going to be Rubik. And never mind, Queen of Pain! Dies off, and now we're going to be seeing the Bear try and catch out the Doom. Doom going to be used on the Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger very close to death. Will they be able to grab her? Yes, they will. Abaddon. Ultimate gets popped. They need to stop the damage on him in order to be able to kill him right afterwards. There goes the Abaddon ultimate going down now. But Lone Druid taking a little bit too much damage. Never mind. They don't even care about Lone Druid. They want the Bear. Never mind. There goes Lone Druid. And now Abaddon going to be the last one. Stuck in the trees. And death. Doom getting a double kill from there. Unstoppable.
That is Hyperstone value right there from the Doombringer. If you could sit there and just wail on people as Doombringer this early on, I mean, he has a lot of base damage with the Hyperstone. Yeah, he was even like hitting the Bear just sometimes, and still they completely cleaned up the entirety of the SMT side. It was pretty brutal, and that was also a 4v5.
Yeah, no Faceless Void there at all, and that's the biggest problem with that engagement right there, is the fact that they're fighting like that without the Faceless Void, who is really going to be one of their biggest playmakers when it actually comes down to the Aghanim Scepter being up. And
yeah, they're
able to do that without.
I'm also pretty sure Slardar got hit with the entire Queen of Pain special with Sprint on, so that hurts, and that's probably not what you want to do, especially line up for Queen of Pain ever. That's a terrible idea. You should probably avoid that at all costs.
Rubik, nope, not close enough with the Scream of Pain, but we see Rubik, never mind, healed by the Abaddon. So
yeah, Jokers is definitely, I mean, from what I've seen of him, definitely a player that could just go off if you give him a little, if you give him an inch, he takes a mile, right? So far they've given him like about 2 feet. So you could do the conversion on that one if you want to, but he's going for a Lincoln Sphere. He's going to be Well, the Lincoln Sphere is, you can easily pop that with amplified damage, but blocking a telekinesis, blocking a shackle shot or something like that, Joker's going to be a very slippery hero to kill, even more so than he already is.
Yeah, that's the thing with Queen of Pain, is that she's already just so difficult to try and kill, but Lincoln Sphere on top of that, I don't see how they're going to be able to actually really stop him at this point with the Queen of Pain. He's 8-2-3 with a Dagon up, Lincoln Sphere now up, with the Courier coming over to him, and he's level 15 already. In terms of other levels in the game, the highest level on the other side is level 11 on the Lone Druid. That's a scary thing.
And speaking of Lone Druid, there goes the Lone Druid.
And that's going to be bear down for another 40 seconds, and so right when he comes up, actually, he'll have the bear back available. Actually, like, exactly.
Do you have any idea what the bear has? Is there any way to check? I don't think there is, right?
No, not directly, but I can guarantee you it's not that much.
Yeah, that's...
4,700 net worth.
161. Doom and Queen of Pain has been on his ass the entire game.
Yeah. I'd guess Phase Boots and a Orb of Venom, probably. If I had to guess.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Versus the Assault Cuirass Hand of Midas on Doom in that same exact lane. It's looking pretty grim for SMT. They have to... I don't even know what they have to do right now. They just have to get picks. But Queen of Pain has the Lincoln Sphere finished. Yeah, you're dealing with the Nyx Assassin, who's well on his way to his 4th staff. You're dealing with a mad tanky Doombringer. You're dealing with the Chronosphere Faceless Void. And you're dealing with 4v5 again, because Slardar is dead. They have to get these picks, but they don't have the tools to do so. Or XpreZ have all the counter tools, I guess you could say. And right now they're just running around like chickens with their heads cut off.
Yep, and Lone Druid, his bear has a Phase Boots, a Mithril Hammer, Glove of Haste, and an Orb of Venom. So he's going for the Maelstrom for himself, but he's a little bit off from that right now. And,
let's hear it.
Smealy, are we gonna... Will it happen?
That was it.
Okay.
Feel the suspense.
Lone Druid, not gonna be fun again.
Oh no.
It's the Chronosphere forward, actually.
Now Joker's just chilling, ready to steal all these kills. No, shackled to Elena Gomez, but there's a Chain Frost. There's nothing here to mitigate this. Chain Frost going to bounce between all the heroes. The Queen of Pain does go down. Bad Wolf, though, is going to go down, but however, the Abaddon doing his best to save him. Soul Flash needs another stun to kill off this hero. Another shackle onto Elena Gomez, not taking any damage because of that 3 levels of backtrack. Does have a time walk out, and he should be fine as long as he get out there in time. Yes, Power Shot will miss as well. Elena Gomez now is going to try to sprint out of there. Should be fine, it looks like. The Queen of Pain, unfortunately, the Chronosphere not working out too well for her that time.
Yeah, the that's the problem with Faceless Void. You saw there that Lone Druid, with his level of farm, was in regular form, not even in his transformed form, and Faceless Void could not bring him down during his Chronosphere. That's the biggest issue I find with Mask of Madness, and also the fact that he doesn't have any actual damage items on him besides his power treads. Doesn't even have like the Blade of Alacrity on him for the Aghanim Scepter yet, so it's just not adding up to enough damage for him at all.
Even when you get Aghanim Scepter, you're still running into that problem because it doesn't actually give you much damage. It gives you like 10 damage, I think. That's not enough.
Yeah. Yeah, gives an additional 10 damage. So it's just like he just doesn't do the damage that they need right now. And the fact that he grabbed grabbed Joker in there and Joker was caught in with him just didn't end up being very good for his team at all. And basically lost in that team fight.
Yeah, essentially, Faceless Void's role right now is use the Chronosphere to set up for Joker. And, well, we saw how well that worked before. So, as long as he could land the Chronosphere so that the Queen of Pain is outside of them, then you're in the money. Just because, although he's not doing too much damage, he's letting Jokers, wait for his cooldowns or line up a Sonic Wave or something like that. Let the Chain Frost bounce through. And, well, hold on, we have Ice Cold, who's going to get a Sonic Wave. Dagon, not enough. Jokers, I've seen this of him quite a few times. He tends to get over-aggressive, but this time he won't be punished. Silver Flash will get stunned, though. Silver Flash diving in there, and Jokers is running away.
Questionable Nyx plays are questionable, really.
I didn't expect the sentries, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so, but...
They just fought there. They should have expected sentries.
Yeah, you'd think so, but, sometimes you don't. But, right now, gonna need to wait to see if they're gonna try and take this tower. Finally, this will be their second tower of the game. But nope, so they're actually gonna back off here, deciding against taking the tower.
Right. So from what I've seen of Jokers, he gets off really well. He controls the mid game, but then after controlling that mid game, when he's not as strong because everyone else is getting a little bit stronger, he tends to do things that are a little bit questionable, such as picking a fight that far. You can see he was just trying to pick a Rubik and then back off, but that's he went in way over his head because he didn't expect the enemy team to actually be prepared. But I don't think that's going to be too big a deal because they always have Chenerfeed, who's right behind that Queen of Pain now. Actually has more gold per minute. Yes, a lot more gold per minute than Queen of Pain. And he's going just for pure tanking items. Assault Cuirass into what I'm assuming is a Heart. And Bad Wolf. No Sonic Wave this time. Looks like he's going to be fine. This time is when you Jokers, you just got to not run that way. And now he's, I think, dead.
We see a Shackle hit. Doesn't get the mini stun, but doesn't even matter. Queen of Pain dead. Like that's the thing, is that Joker's essentially has the mindset that I was powerful in the beginning. I'm going to be powerful throughout the entire game. And so it sort of just adds up to a lot of mistakes that players can make in the middle lane, where they'll think that since I ganked a lot early, I got kills early, we can go.
Yeah, it's a dangerous trap to actually run into.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord Yavin. No, praise the Helix Fossil. But either way,
praise the Helix Fossil.
Praise the Helix Fossil. The Chronosphere is now jacked up, level 2 on that Aghanim Scepter as well. So still faces. I'm gonna type that out actually. Still faces Void isn't really doing that much damage. He needs just more time to get those damage items up, and that's what happens when you lane a Faces Void in a 3v3 lane. He struggles, and there's really not much you can do to get around that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the fact that also it's the aggressive lane, and so even with the Lich being able to keep the wave back pretty far, it's inherently the aggressive lane, and so you're not going to be able to have as much control as you hoped you would be able to. And that's what Faces Void needs, is he needs control in his tri lane in order to be able to just secure him as much farm as he possibly can.
At the same time, though, XpreZ, even if they do have to wait another 10-15 minutes for Faces Void to get, I don't know, X damage item up, they're going to be fine with that because their Doom is farming. He now has a completed heart. I don't know if SMT can kill this Doom. Amplified damage would do work, but still you have to burn through almost 3,000 hit points worth of Doombringer, and then all the while dealing with the Queen of Pain, who's doing Queen of Pain things. Between Queen of Pain, Doom, and of course the Chain Frost now has hit level 2. It's going to be rough for SMT to, actually punish this Faces Void, who is pretty much just going to be farming wherever he wants.
Yep. Looks as though Chenerfeed might be going with Roshan, but even at the same time, with level 2 amplified damage from Slardar, Doom will still have 3 armor. Scratch that. With the Frost armor, he will have 8 armor still. So that's with almost 3,000 health. This Doom is not going down anytime soon at all. It's just simply not going to happen. Now, also, you see that he has, of course, the Alpha Wolf. What everyone thinks is the best one ever. Pretty good. The actual thing is that the actual crit on it isn't really all that great, but it's better than nothing. But Doom going to be able to take Roshan here with the help of Faces Void and Lich.
You're going a little bit robotic. I think next time I ship the voice to you, I'm going to see if it's better. Otherwise, we get to restart the call. But either way, Faces Void picks up the Aegis. I actually think that's a mistake. I think Queen of Pain is more important to have alive in all these fights. Faces Void, once he burns his Chronosphere, he's done. He's not going to be doing anything else.
Yeah. Am I sounding better now?
No, I'm going to have to restart the call.
Okay.
Alright guys, but in the meantime, explosions in the sky, getting chased down. He's going to pop the ultimate for him. Are you back?
Yep.
There we go. Tornado is going to land a pretty big stun, but Sonic Wave is there, immediately punishing him. Explosion in the sky. We will get hit by the Chain Frost. Silver Flash getting out of there, barely any HP. Chronosphere still up. Aegis still up. XpreZ don't lose anything.
Yep, and they take 3 heroes, and they're going to now be able to go and take this T1. Like, Doom just doesn't care about a tower. I mean, inherently, most heroes with heart don't care about a tower at all. But, like, just tanking it up, there's nothing that the enemy team can do at all to him, and he's just going to take the tower now with the rest of his team there.
I completely forgot about Frost armor, or Ice armor, rather. Yep. That's even more armor countering the level 2 amplified damage. Slardar, he does have his armlet, so he's hitting pretty hard. Needs that BKB to really get... Not actually BKB. It'll still help him, but look at this bear. He's just wailing on Chenerfeed. Chenerfeed's not even noticing it. And now the bear might be in trouble. Well, no stuns being thrown. They're just going to go for the melee racks. They're going big.
Yep. Doom doesn't have to care about anything right now. Like, when bear hits him, it's literally tickling him. And bear, I think, still has, like, the highest base damage in the entire in their team right now. But Doom goes out onto the Rubik. And actually, Rizzy Abaddon also gets his ultimate proc right there, but Faces Void jumps right in. We're going to see an amplified damage onto him as well. Will he get the Chronosphere off? There goes the Chronosphere, and there goes Slardar, is the only one that caught inside of it. Never mind. We actually have the Abaddon who's also caught. And now, jump in from the Faces Void, going to go and be able to get that kill. 2 dead on the side of SMT, and the GG actually gets killed. Lone Druid now going to be picked off by Jokers on the side. Never mind, he's going to be able to get back. And then good luck's come out for the next one. Gotta love when there's some team spirit.
Yeah, so that was a pretty cut and dry game from XpreZ. They're going to be moving on to the semifinals that I believe are going to be happening tomorrow.
Yep.
Well played by the Queen of Pain, and actually, I mean, obviously the Doom had his fair share of contributions there as well, but I'm more surprised that XpreZ managed to get through that first trialing situation as well as they did.
Yeah, it's it really was a trialing. I was thinking in the very beginning was doomed to fail. Like whenever you have a Faceless Void in aggressive trialing, it should fail. But really, they just didn't go with it enough. They didn't take advantage of the fact that there was a Faceless Void in an aggressive trialing enough, and they really should have. But you know, hindsight is 20/20.
Yep, and that is going to be it for this day, guys. Thanks for watching. Nist, do you have anything else to say to the good folks at Dota TV? On Dota TV right now?
On Dota TV, nothing much for the Dota TV, guys. Just make sure you keep on watching. Thanks for buying the ticket, everything like that. Helps to support the tournament, helps us to keep this thing going.
Yep, and be sure to follow our respective Twitch channels. It's just Mike Loris and Nistagord. It's pretty easy there, and I think that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. GG.
See you guys later.